Hello and welcome back to another video of Factorio. I am Deozaan, and last time we had just expanded our copper production, which seems to be doing very well. It's all backed up. We also improved the steel production, which is still struggling. Yeah, it's having a hard time. Anyway, between recordings I noticed some problems. I had just increased a lot of these miners for the copper ore, and adding all of these. I had forgotten to supply power to the last few here. Anyway, I noticed there's problems with power production. I also made a couple of roboports up here, and then and here I got rid of some of the stone in the furnaces here so I could make way for the roboport there. I put the power stations here. What else did I do? I think I'm going to eventually move the steel production out here somewhere, probably, just so I can expand this power here. Kind of fill up this area with power. And then another thing I did between recordings is I had mentioned last video that I usually have a chest for green chips. Oh, I do have a chest for green chips. There it is. I didn't notice it, so I made another one here that's actually in a provider chest. But that one seems fine there. So they can start providing me with the green chips. And similarly, I couldn't find one for the red chips. Maybe it exists now, I'm not sure. So I made one here. So they'll be able to start providing me with red chips. And in the meantime, while this is filling up, this belt is probably going to be really hurting for red chips. But it doesn't look like we're using too much of it at the moment, so not a problem. And then another thing I did was I set up automation of producing a substation, which is a kind of a power line. I'll show you what it does. So it's a power line. It has a huge area where it provides power to surrounding areas, and it also has a pretty long reach as far as connecting two other power lines, depending on what kind they are. Like these medium poles have to be within the square, but the large, the big power lines can be kind of far away. Not too far, but they can be outside of this square. So, and I also realized that I neglected to explain fully my design for this roboport expansion. And so the reason why I have so many power lines right around it is because at least in older versions of Factorio, maybe it's been changed. I think perhaps it has been, but in the older versions of Factorio, the construction area for the roboports would end like halfway. So like if I was building this roboport and trying to connect it to this one and this one above it, then the construction area for these ones would end like halfway in the middle of this one. And so anything on the outer edge would not get built until this got built. And sometimes what that meant was, for instance, if I only had the big electric pole on the bottom, then if I was expanding my base down, from above down, then this would get built, but it wouldn't have any power because it would be waiting for this big electric pole to be built, and it wouldn't get built in time, and so this would run out of power, which would mean that the whole construction area around it would not be able to be used by the robots. And so if I put one on every side like this, then that ensures that no matter which direction I'm expanding from, there's a power line that's close enough to be built. So if I'm building from the top down, then it will get one of these on the side, and if I'm building from the right to the left, then it will also get one of these on the side. So maybe this bottom one's not really necessary, strictly speaking. Yeah, it looks like it could probably do without that. But anyway, that's something to consider. But in the meantime, that's how it was. Alright, so I feel like the base has reached a point where I'm playing a lot of catch up. So my production is being used so much that I am just trying to keep up with it rather than progressing on to new and improved things such as purple or yellow science. And that's just how it goes sometimes. So I think I'm going to expand some of these things here. Might as well add, I need more steel, so I think I'm going to do that as well, and in the process move it over here excuse me, so that I can expand this power here. So steel, and if I don't have to worry about this being here, I can move that back this way. Alright, so first of all, I think I'm going to see what it would take to expand this. So that leaves, I could probably move this over one. Not that I really have to, but I think what I'll do is cut this one off here so that it stops sending more iron that way for now. Cut that. And we'll finish letting that drain out, I suppose. Okay. So I think I want to increase the steel production. So I'm going to go with 2 of these. Actually, I'm going to separate them slightly. Like that. And the reason for that is so that I can get this coal and have it come in here without having to run it like down here just to send it back up. Actually, I don't need to split that because it's not going to be going anywhere from here. And yeah, there we go with that. Okay, so let's take this all down. need any of that. In fact, I'm going to move the pipe production somewhere else. But these chests are, oh, okay, they're not too full. And it looks like we may need to get some more coal production going on. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be fine. It has a chance to catch back up to the backlog. I also, last time I said, oh, this coal looks like it's keeping up just fine with the power, and that's because the power was actually coming this way all the way until here, even though this was looking like it was heading this way. So, of course, it was looking okay. Separate this. Now the question is, yeah, we're still connected to the power. Okay. Just kind of map this out for the future. And actually, what I'm going to do is, I guess I need to finish one, but the idea is to use blueprints. Blueprints are my friend. And this. Okay, so if I make a blueprint of this, like that, it will have everything I need to easily expand this. That was too close. Let's try that again. Like that. Like that. Like that. What I should have done, what I'm going to do, is grab both of these power lines, or power lines on each side. That way I can use those to line it up easier. There we go. And it's not actually going to build this yet because I don't have any automatic production of the steam engines or the boilers, but I'll just leave that there so that I know where I plan to build these things. But when I remade this, I forgot to include the inserters. So, steam power. There we go. Okay, so that will be ready for later when I need it. Right now we're doing fine on power, but I'm also going to, just because I can, add the power, a big power line there, and big power line here. Just so that the, if I accidentally disconnect one of these little ones, will still be connected somehow or another. And so now that I'm expanding the power in this area, I actually do want all of my copper to come to the right of it instead of coming through it like this. Which should be okay. Uh-oh. Time to let the bots do this work. Or I could throw away some of the stuff that I have. Or I could put down some of the stuff that I have. There, that should help. So close. Okay, I will have these bots pick up this stuff. They'll bring it to me later, eventually, as I use more. Still more. And can't even pick up the chest. Okay, put that there, put those in it, pick that up, and make one of those out of it. Which reminds me, I don't think this is a provider chest yet. Okay. And that's just a storage chest. Maybe I should put some lights up here after all. That's where I messed up. And then, well, actually, now that I went and I changed all that coal, I think I do want to route it around here and just have it come through this way. Okay, I need to empty my pockets. Problem is all of these pipes. So I will set up a more permanent pipe production and call it a day. Call it good. These will be pipes, these will be those kinds of pipes. Those will go, well, okay, let's spread them apart a little farther. Like this. underground pipe. And power. Put those in there, put those in there, and limit them. Yeah, that might be a little excessive. Okay, now I can actually do stuff. Hopefully. Tell these guys to take this apart. Now that I have, now that I'm going that way with that, I think I can move this down after all. If I grab the ones with the coal on it, the robots can't carry very much, so they have to get rid of the coal first before they can get rid of the belt. And so if I just grab the belts with the coal on it, then that will help speed things up. And they'd have to grab the coal out of these furnaces first as well before they could get rid of the furnaces. So if I do that, then I can come down like that. Did I accidentally pick up any robots? Yes, I did. Reverse that. And have this all go this way. And that should get us our power back. Yeah, we're low on power. Because that's what happens when you run out of your coal supply. And I can put that back. Okay. So that should have us set for power for a while. Now what I need to do is get the iron up here. So I can start making steel again. Looks like I have a power line here that's not connected to anything. That's silly. Sounds like a good excuse to have one of these. Okay, so if I can get some iron up here, I will almost be finished. And the other thing left to do is reconnect the output to the belt, to the bus. Balance it. Balance this. Move that out one space. Exoskeleton. Yeah, that does need the electric engine units. Sure, why not? And I think I will balance this here too, just in case. Just in case mixing them here offsets the balance somehow. And how are we doing on coal production? We are using quite a bit of it. But we're still completely backed up on this bottom side all the way back to, I don't know, here, here, here. Oh, yeah, it wasn't backed up there, but now it is. Or maybe I just got confused. So yeah, it looks like we're backed up on one side almost all the way. I think I'll add another balancer to this corner, just so that it doesn't have to go so far back before balancing itself out. Okay. I think I will expand the coal mining at least a little bit. It looks like it's getting backed up enough that it's kind of getting caught. Every once in a while they're stopping. So maybe I don't need to add more after all. Yeah, it's all the way backed up to here, so I think it's fine for now. I don't need that one anymore because it's not grabbing anything that's not being grabbed by others. So yeah, the fact that this is backed up past the furthest the most, I don't know how to say this, the balancer that's closest to the source. That's telling me that we have enough. Add another balancer right there to help keep this one so that it can keep on going, not sitting idle. But that didn't really help a whole lot because it's just gonna back up some more. Anyway, I think that is good. Don't really feel like I accomplished a whole lot, just, you know, just some planning for the future. But that took quite a lot of time, a lot longer than I expected. So I think we're out of time for this video. We should be set to go once this all gets filled in. Might need to tweak this a little bit to get some of the iron in here faster, maybe use red belts, and maybe send in another line to help augment the amount of iron that's going in here. But we will figure that out for next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye-bye.